Before I say any additional words after this, has anybody been having a lot of dreams recently? Really complex dreams at that? Ones that have had too much detail to even try to describe as of right now? If you do, just DM me or leave a comment saying as simple as yes or no or yes and putting a long ass description because you feel like you really want to describe your experiences in your dream recently because it was really interesting. Okay. So 6 a.m. John, hello. Every day I fucking wake up and and I'm like, and I feel so overall, I'd say 9 days out of 10, I feel like today's the day, we're blowing up, we're gonna get it. And then like just go crazy with this shit. I'm like, today's the day, this is the one, this is the song, this is the thing that we're gonna do that's gonna like do our thing. When in reality, life doesn't actually work like that. It's more of all the little things that you do that accumulate and then create one big thing. It's never usually just one thing that you do. Like, there's this one song I did, and that was the song that made me super incredibly successful. It's usually just like a bunch of them that accumulate, and then a bunch of the things that you do, like if you post stuff, it accumulates and all that. That's usually how I think it works for 99.9% of people. But wow, I wish you guys could see this. So it's 6 a.m. It is pitch black out right now. It's absolutely freezing cold. I got coffee in my hand with creamer that is a Christmas type of flavor, so it kind of tastes like the Christmas, like minty type of flavor. Oh man, it tastes. Hang on, I gotta sip it. Yeah, that's a good taste right there. But there's a lot of woodsy area, lots of trees, and all the trees are dead, and someone's got a light, so it's illuminating the forest from the under part of a tree, so the light is shining up, making the tree look huge and gigantic. And my hand is officially, ever since I started recording this, when I was talking about the dreams earlier, my hand is already freezing off right now, and I have to walk around the entire block. I guess I don't have to, but I'm going to, and my coffee is going to be freezing cold by the time I get around there. But you know what? This is just building up my dexterity to, this is really difficult to do right now, really hard, but it's going to push me when I go make music in the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever the fuck I decide to do. But that's usually what I'm probably going to go do, because I have to organize all my samples and stuff, because files, when it comes to computers, get really hectic really quickly. So I have to just organize all my samples and files, and like my kicks and my snares, and then my loops, and then my sounds that I use to play on the keyboard, and it gets really crazy. Not really quickly, it's over a long period of time, like months, that it just gets too hectic, and then I have to replace and organize and keep things that sound dope and trash things that are just not that great. So when it comes to sounds, hang on, I gotta reorganize. My hand is literally freezing the fuck off my hand. Oh man, this is actually really hard. Oh god, hang on. Oh god, I gotta get gloves again. I had a pair of really sexy North Face gloves, but I lost one of the gloves, and now I don't have any gloves. Damn it. Hope no one hits me with their car. It's really dark out, and I don't think people are paying attention. Although maybe that's just the change I need. No. Yeah, it's way colder than I fucking thought. I will walk around this block, but fuck. But yeah, that's my agenda for today, as well as message this girl named Ezzy, who I have a song coming out with. I'm gonna upload it next week. It's really fucking good. It's so... Oh god, I fell in a hole. It's really fucking sick. And you will hear it soon enough. Anyways, though. Yeah, just organizing my files and samples today. That's really the main goal. I don't really need to make any music or create any songs. As long as I just organize that stuff. Because if I do that today, then I'll be able to output so much more songs because of the organization is so on point. So that's really my goal. Nothing feels better than accomplishing that. Plus, I have a notebook that you'll see me, if you see me in real life, walk around with, that has my I write the name, I call it accomplishments. Oh God, this truck is about to back up and I'm about to walk right behind it as it's about to back up. Fuck. Okay, but I'll walk around with a notebook if you see me in public, and it'll, if you open it up, it says, the first page always says accomplishments. I don't write my agenda. I don't write, like, goals. I just write accomplishments, as in that I haven't completed them yet, but they're going to be completed. That's why I articulate it like it's an accomplishment. Like I've already done it, even though I haven't done it yet. But the idea is to, like, in my mind, like, you're going to do this. No, they're not, like, crazy things, like... For example, it's just about organizing my samples and sounds and such. So, like, that's something that's obviously going to get done. But I just still write accomplishments just for the headspace or mentality of it. Ooh, you hear that sound? Me walking through the leaves? And the truck driving by. But Indianapolis, Indiana, oh, this is the place. This is where you get that cliche, October weather, that sweater weather kind of thing. Like, this is the cliche. Like, when you see images of, like, what October looks like, this is the place that pops up. Seriously, it is fucking beautiful. By the way, if anyone wants to move here and needs a place to live and likes music and making music and being, like, productive, but also having fun at the same time, come to Indianapolis, Indiana. You're welcome here in my home. You are. I think I might have to buy land and start a compound. But anyways, so I was talking about something earlier that I wanted to touch up on, but maybe not, I can't remember. But I fixed my hand problem. My hand is in my sleeve right now holding my phone. But at this point, I'm getting used to it. That's the beauty of humans, is we're incredibly adaptable. Like, if this was to be everyday life for the rest of time, you would end up getting used to it and adapt. Like, that's how humans are. That's why we're still here. And that's why I'll walk around, even in Indiana, I'll walk around, like, the little town or little town square or whatever that we live in. And, well, this is a big city. Come on. I underplay by saying Indiana and thinking that it's like a tiny ass town. It is not a tiny town at all, honestly. I need to quit saying that and spreading that narrative and rumor that it's a small town. It's really not. And, oh God, a car's coming. Run! But, what was the point of me saying that? Fuck. I'm really trying to recall. But humans are incredible. Oh yeah, that's why. I mean, humans are so adaptable. Like I said, if I was to be this cold of weather every day for the rest of time, we'd get used to it eventually, and we just adapt. And that's the reason why we have these cities. Like I was saying, I walk around sometimes and just look at all the people walking around and all the cars driving by and thinking, what the fuck did I get born into? Like, I got born into one of the more complex parts of civilization. Not just something where it's like I was born in like a TP or something like that, where I have my 2 family members and then my tribe and everything. I got born into this complex where this fucking gigantic truck just drove by, and there's houses everywhere, lit up streets, and I mean, there's like thousands of people in my diameter of where I am. Just in the short, like, mile, there's thousands of people. It's crazy. It's crazy to try to just, like, detach yourself from what you feel is normal and look at it for what it actually is. And this, like, chaotic, like, the amount of people, it's overwhelming, to be honest. Even everything I'm looking at right now, there's no people around. There's just a bunch of houses. This is incredibly overwhelming. Even the simplicity of just all this, even though it's nothing simple about it, but it is. I mean, okay. See, we're adaptable. I think that this is like a normal thing now. These cities and gigantic buildings and everything. Kind of wild. Oh, God. But, yeah. On another note, I'm about to go to Denver here soon. Boy, talk about cold. I'm going November 20th. It's going to be cold as fuck. Boy, that is going to be humbling. You better get used to the cold. Good thing I'm actually motivated myself to make this walk. Plus, I got to record this, so it's like two birds with one stone. Build up some resistance as well as record this. So I'm happy about it. Success. Let me take a sip of this coffee again. Yeah, it tastes just like Christmas. And people will know what I mean when I say that, and some people won't, and that's alright. But it tastes exactly like Christmas. This creamer in the coffee. Love it. But let's see, what else am I doing? Other than for the past 2 months, I've released 4 songs, and that's pretty fucking good. Okay, so if you release a song a week for a whole year, that's 56 songs in a year. But so I'm about to hit for this year, 2020, and I made a video, and I always talk about it, of how I'm going to move 2020 to 2030 and be different this year. This next decade of really outputting and working as hard as I can and trying as many new things as possible. And if I release 26 songs, that's on average a song every 2 weeks, which is pretty solid. And if you release a song a week, that's 56. So 26 is half of 56. So clearly, like 56 is a song a week, 26 is a song every 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I'm about to have 26 songs every 2 weeks this year. So next year, I think I'm really gonna push to get a song a week. To be honest, I have no excuse. Like I was saying with my samples and sounds organization, that being all organized, there's no excuse to not have a song a week that's like high quality, great song. I'm on my Russ shit. If you don't know who Russ is, RUSS, he's a music artist, and he's really into like the output. And then I will listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, which only talks about just outputting as much as possible, because just the media algorithms are not in the creator's favor. Like, they're not showing your post to everybody. So, I mean, I look at it like on my own MTV, for example. Like, you wouldn't go on MTV and be like, you know what, MTV, it's on 24 hours a day. They're just putting out too much content. Like, they're just doing too much. Like, why is it 24 hours? They should just have it be 8 hours a day, and then for the next, they play a black screen. Don't show anything. You know, nobody would think that makes any sense, and I think it's kind of translating into social media as well. I don't think a lot of people have realized it. I feel like a lot of people are pretty insecure about posting stuff, but that's why I've tried posting so much, to like just beat that shit out of me, where it's like you think that everything you have to post is like life-changing, but the thing is, your worst piece of content isn't bad enough to take down your best piece of content. Like, your 100 at-bats at posting, if you posted 100 things, that's 100 at-bats you have. And the worst one is not enough to take down the best one. And your best one will be really good, and you would have never posted it because you're insecure. Oh, I don't know what it is. I mean, everyone has their own things. The mentality behind posting things is, I can't really. I mean, I'm not talking about any person specifically, so just insert yourself here and figure out what it is exactly. But you know what? Now I feel like I've got an upper hand at this kind of thing, so I feel like most people aren't really having this mind state yet, and they will within the next couple of years. But I wonder what some social medias will do next. Like, I remember when I first started using Instagram in 2000, really early, 2010 or something. I don't even know when it was. But it was an app for photographers. Like, people didn't use Instagram like they do. Like, it was literally for photo nerds. Like, because they're like, wow, you can put a filter on things. Like, it's literally just for photography nerds. And then it's turned into what it is now. Same thing with, like, I mean, I guess TikTok's a little bit more complex of one. But I don't know if you know what I'm talking about with the Instagram thing. But nobody used Instagram as a social media thing like that. Nobody did when it first came out. Even for the first couple of years it was out, nobody did. I don't know what the turning point or transition was for it to do that, but I'm sure I could research and find out why. I'm kind of curious. It is interesting stuff, like the development and growth of social media. Like, why do some rise up to the top and then some will die? Like, no one uses MySpace anymore, but which I find it funny because a lot of the MySpace imagery has returned in a fashion sense and in a like creative sense, in the sense of like I don't know if you use MySpace or not, but you could make your profile background like move around and do different stuff and have its own unique look and all that kind of stuff, and play like a home profile song. Kind of wish, I'm not gonna lie, kind of wish they did that for Instagram and or TikTok. TikTok, it would make a lot of sense, but Instagram would be dope too. If when you open someone's profile, it played their song that they like picked that represented them. Like I would probably play if I had one, I'd be the song called Swing by Savage. Like, oh shit, shake that ass, now move it like a gypsy. Oh shit, back it up, now let me see that hip swing. That song. That song came out in like 2007, which 2007 is the best year I've been alive. I was in 6th grade, and I was transitioning from Catholic school to public school, and the transition was so fun. A bunch of us Catholic kids moved over to public school, and it was like, oh, we got the Catholic school kids coming, and we like popped in, and it felt like so awesome. It was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, this is it, baby. So that was my favorite year I've been alive so far. I'll be honest though, 2020 has been pretty good. I think I'll look back at this year as a really developmental stage in my growth and development. I feel like I will be, but maybe I won't. I'm not sure. I definitely will. That's a fact. But 2007 still has the crown as of right now. But there will be a year in the next couple years, next decade, or even if it's 2 decades, that's fine with me. But there will be another time where I'm like, okay, 2025 was the best year I've ever lived. That was the year I bought my parents a house, or I bought my own house, or did this thing or that, or whatever multitude of things it was. Like, that was the year I really gained my confidence. God damn, that's beautiful. If anybody else has like a favorite year they've been alive, do let me know in the comments. And if you're still watching, give this a like and a share if you'd like to. Give it a like, but if you don't want to share it, you don't have to. But if you do, that'd be fantastic if you did. But anyways, nothing actually. Damn, there's a lot of people. Not a lot of people driving around, but enough people driving around. Oh God. It's weird. In Indianapolis, where I live in the neighborhood, I'm walking around. You walk around, and something. Okay, I've lived in Los Angeles and I've lived in Indianapolis. And when you walk around Indianapolis, or at least in the neighborhood I am, and there's one person coming down the street and they're like half a mile away, you're like, oh God, you're gonna have to like look at them or acknowledge them or say something. In LA, there's just so many people that you don't really do that. But I find that so funny that when it's just like one person walking by, like you don't have to acknowledge them or anything, but yeah, that's just a funny thought. Oh man, hope is gonna. I don't really look at the weather these days, but I probably should, because it's getting cold, dude. It's getting fucking cold. It's officially November 1st. We've entered it. This is it, dude. This is fucking it. From November 1st, December, January, February, and March, it will be cold as fuck. That's how it is here. And November and December are fun because you got Thanksgiving, get to see the whole family. Got a pretty big family, so it's fun to see. And December and Christmas time, pretty big family as well. So you're going to see them all again in December, and I fucking love it. I really do. But after that, in January, February, and March are the dread months where nothing's happening. It's just miserably cold. But that's the beauty of it, though, because then I get to stay inside and, like, make music. And I feel like the music I make is a little bit different than the music I make when it's warmer out and such. So I find that kind of interesting. But and it's an excuse to stay inside most of the time. I'll pretty much only be staying inside and going to work out at the gym that I love to go to, and that's pretty much it. It'll just be a repetition of all that. And yeah, well, I'll say I've came a long way. I feel like it's been like 5 hours since I've walked around this whole block and started recording this, because I recorded this as the second I stepped outside the house. But I'm almost come full circle here. I barely drank any of my coffee, but that's okay. God, I've been going to bed in the past like 2 weeks on average at like 3 or 4 a.m. And now I'm up at 6 a.m. So sometimes I'll reset myself where I purposely get not the best sleep, like 4 hours of sleep, like going to bed at 5 a.m. and waking up at like 10 or 11. And then going to bed at like an early time, like 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. and taking like a melatonin and just going to bed, and then here I am at 6 a.m. and hopefully I can maintain this. I don't need to wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 or 6 a.m., but I mean, I'd love to wake up at the latest 9 a.m., but preferably more like 8 o'clock, 8 or so. Wake up, do some stretching. Make sure you stretch when you wake up, because your body, imagine just, you're literally sitting down for 8 hours, laying down. That's kind of crazy how long people sleep for. Like, it really is mind-blowing to me. Sleeping for 8 hours long. That's insane. You're literally in the same spot for 8 hours. Well, that is if you sleep 8 hours a day, but I like to sleep 8 hours a night, personally. I love sleeping. Oh God, I nearly just fucking fell. I love sleeping though. But if you first wake up, before you even get up, take your legs and just stretch, have your heels try to reach the wall in front of you, and your hands reach the wall above you, if that makes any sense, and just stretch, like stretch it all out, and like do a couple additional stretches. Look it up on YouTube, like morning stretch. Oh God, my coffee hand though is absolutely freezing. I'm so glad. Okay, this is about to end right now, so thanks for listening again, and give me a goodbye kiss. Okay, goodbye.